More now on Brian Waldron's offer to tell all that he knows about possible salary cap breaches in the NRL. News Limited Corporate Affairs Director Greg Baxter joins us now on the phone. Greg Baxter, good morning and thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Virginia.
It would seem that the former CEO of the Storm has threatened to bring everyone down with him if he's going down. Can he possibly do that? Is there more that we could know about News Limited's involvement in the salary cap breaches?
Well, so he says, but I think what we'd say to Mr. Waldron is let's do it today. Why wait for a public inquiry? I mean, if he's got evidence and he has conviction around the accuracy of that evidence, then we think he should, whether it's to us or the NRL or the Victorian Fraud Squad or anybody else, name those people and get that evidence out there so that it can be properly investigated.
I guess he wants the cover of a commission so that he's not personally exposed, which is something you'd understand. You wouldn't want your chief executives at News Limited exposed either in that way.
Well, I think if you're going to name and shame people, then you've got one defence against any kind of defamation action, and that's quite simply the defence that it's true. So I think if he's got evidence that he believes is accurate, then he should step forward and provide that evidence to whoever it is that's appropriate. In this case, it may be, in fact, the Victorian Police, which would take his evidence on as part of an investigation, and I would see that in no way compromising him. I think what he said yesterday to the Herald and the Age is really quite disingenuous, to be frank. I mean, nowhere in the stories that I've read this morning is his personal role in any of this uncovered at all. I mean, we know, for example, that he was heavily involved in these rorts over a period of about 5 years. We've got documentary evidence of that now that came to us on Friday evening. There doesn't seem to have been any questions raised about his own involvement, and certainly he hasn't been asked to answer probably the question in the hearts and minds of Melbourne fans, which is, what do you say to us, having robbed us of 2 premierships?
All right, well, you're entirely comfortable then, Greg Baxter, with the assertion that there's no one at News Limited who knew anything about this?
I am comfortable with that. I think we've had a lot of discussion internally here in the last few days since this story broke, obviously. We've gone back and looked at our own internal financial procedures and controls. We know, of course, that Ernst & Young has been auditing the accounts of the football club for some years, and we know on top of that the NRL conducts its own salary cap audits. Clearly there's been very, very complex and well-orchestrated deception over a long period of time, and there's been collusion, and that will make these kinds of frauds, if you like, very, very difficult to detect, but happily they have been. Now, insofar as News' involvement is concerned, we don't have any evidence